Electric power system. Introduction. Electric power system has following basic function. Number 1. Generation of electrical energy economically with minimum ecological disturbance. Number 2. Transfer of this energy to consumer with maximum efficiency and high reliability at a particularly constant voltage and constant frequency. The present trend of electrical power installation is mainly include these five: thermal, hydro, nuclear, wind and solar. Large amount of power is generated at the generating station, and the present trend to install bigger size of alternator to generate large amount of power to cater the required increasing demand. The site of power station depend upon power station. The new thermal power station are being constructed at Pithead because of higher cost of transportation of coal. Hydropower stations are governed by availability of water resource. The nuclear power plant are also situated remote from the center of consumption due to safety reason. Thus, the difficulty of getting power station site near the consumer make it inventable to transfer bulk of electrical energy through longer distance. Long distance bulk power transfer is only possible by high voltage transmission system. Extra high voltage and ultra high voltage transmission system have been developed in most of the country for transporting energy from remote power station. Basic structure of an AC power system. The basic structure of a power system represent here. This basic structure is divided on the basis of voltage transfer capability of the system and interaction to the consumer to the system. First I am tell you on the basis of voltage capacity. An electrical power system may be divided into three mainly component. Number 1, generating station. The generating station 11 kV to 25 kilovolt electricity is generated. Second, transmission system. In transmission system 400 kilovolt or 765 kilovolt to 1000 kilovolt is transmitted. Third, a distribution system. In a distribution system 100 volt to 220 volt is transmitted. Now come to the basic structure of power system. Electrical energy is generated at generating station. It is transported to a remote location center. Between generating station and a consumer, we have transmission, subtransmission, and distribution level voltage. Since the long distance transmission at high voltage is cheap and low voltage are required for utility purpose, the voltage level goes on decreasing from transmission system to distribution system. An electrical power system may be divided into three main components, namely generating station, transmission system, and distribution system. Now let's start with distribution voltage level. The component of electrical power system connecting all the consumer in an area to bulk power station is called distribution system. The bulk power substation are connecting by transmission line. They feed a number of substations which are usually situated at convenient point near to the load center. A substation distribute the power to domestic, commercial and relatively small consumer. The consumer requiring large block of power are usually supplied at subtransmission and even transmission level. Second, subtransmission level. The operation of a subtransmission system is similar to that of distribution system. It is differ from distribution system in following manner. A subtransmission system has a higher voltage than a distribution system. It supply bigger load only. It supply only few substation as compared to the distribution system which supply a number of consumer. Third, transmission system. A transmission system is quite different from either subtransmission or distribution system. It has higher voltage level than subtransmission system. It supply only large block of power to bulk power station or very big consumers. The third and the main consideration in which a transmission system differ from either a subtransmission or distribution system, it that is interconnected the neighboring generation station into a power pool. Thus, a transmission line performs two functions. First, transport of energy from generating station to bulk receiving station. Second, interconnection of two or more generating stations. The interconnection of two neighboring sub-transmission systems is also done by transmission line. Single line diagram representation. A single line diagram or a one line diagram is essential of a system in a most simplified form. Power system is basically consists of a set of generating units, a transmission network, and a combination of industrial, commercial, and residential load. In an AC system, electrical energy is generated by three-phase synchronous generator transmitted by three-phase transmission line and distributed through these phase network. A balanced three-phase system is studied as per phase basis. A single-phase circuit consists of one of the three-phase conductor and a neutral return conductor. The loop impedance of a single-phase circuit may be supposed to be constructed in one conductor only, with the impedance of the return conductor assumed to be zero. Thus, three-phase balance system is effectively replaced by a single line diagram. This single line diagram shows a power system diagram. In this, the figure G1, G2 and G3 are three-phase alternator, T1 and T2 are transformer, circuit breaker are number 1 to 7. A single line diagram is concise representation of a system. The information included in a single line diagram depend upon the type of study. In steady state study, the position of relay and circuit breaker, etc. are not in the diagram. However, for a fault and stability study, the position of relay and circuit breaker must be shown. A single line diagram is not sufficient for all type of study. For example, it cannot show the condition during unbalanced operation of system. Now The layout of a power system supply network is divided on the basis of voltage. I am going to explain first the voltage level on the basis of layout. So voltage level markup system and valid section. Now if we call low voltage transmission system, it is considered below 1000 volt, and here AC system is preferable for transmitting the power. This it connected to the primary consumers and it come under secondary distribution system. The sense of primary consumers to the local public who are using 220 volt to 400 volt. Now come to the medium voltage level. Medium voltage level is come between 100 volt to 69 kilovolt. This is an also AC system. In this system, primary distribution is possible. The small industrial consumer and some big industrial consumer lie in this category. Now come to the next, high voltage level. High voltage is considered below 1000 kilovolt AC system. In this, only secondary transmission is done. Now extra high voltage, in this 230 volt to 800 kilovolt is mark up the level voltage. This is preferable for both AC and DC depending upon the physical condition where we have to install the system. Now ultra high voltage level. Ultra high voltage level live 800 to 1000 kilovolt for both AC and DC. This is come under the primary transmission system. Over 1000 kilovolt, we preferred high voltage DC transmission system as a primary transmission. Now come to the layout of a power supply network. Figure shows the layout of a power supply network. A typical power supply network, by a single line diagram, energy is generated by 3 generators. The voltage generated is usually lie between 11 kilovolt and 33 kilovolt. This voltage is too low for a transmission over a long distance. Therefore, it is stepped up to 132, 200, 400 kilovolt or more by means of step-up transformer. At that voltage, electrical energy is transmitted to a bulk consumer or other grid. The voltage at this substation is sub down to 66 kilovolt in India and fed to sub transmission system, onward transmission and distribution system. These substations are located near the vicinity of the load center. The voltage is further stepped down to 33 kV to 11 kV. Large industrial consumers are supplied at the primary distribution level of 33 kV, while small industrial consumers are supplied at 11 kV. It is stepped down further by distribution transformer located in the residential and commercial area. Large industrial consumers are supplied at primary distribution level of 33 kV, while small industrial consumers are supplied at 11 kV. The voltage is stepped down further by distribution transformer located in residential and commercial area, where it is supplied to these consumers at the secondary distribution level of 400 volt. 3-phase 220 volt is called as single phase. It is also noted that it is not necessary that every power system network should have all the stages shown here. For example, in a particular network, there may be no secondary transmission. Similarly, for a small power network, there is only distribution and no other transmission. The system in which electrical power is distributed at secondary distribution level employs three-phase four-wire system. The phase of wire consists of three lines: red, yellow, and blue. The voltage between any two phases of 400 volt and the voltage between any single phase and neutral is 230 volt. AC supply system obtained only from one line and the neutral conductor called single phase supply. This system is used to supply domestic, commercial and small industrial consumers. Loads such as fan, heater, cooler, refrigerator, air conditioner, etc. operate at 230 volt. Such load are called single phase load. Small industrial consumer are supplied with three-phase four-wire system. Bigger load operating at 400 volt are connected to three-phase. Such load are called three-phase load. While supplying a number of consumers by a three-phase four-wire system, an attempt is made to make the load connected to the three-phase line approximately equal to another. However, perfect balance is not obtained due to load diversity among the consumers. This results in the out of balance current which flow in the natural. Although neutral is earthed at the distribution transformer and it may not be at earth potential and the consumer terminal. A third wire which is at earth potential is also supplied to all single phase consumer for protection purpose. Thus, a single phase consumer is supplied from one phase for the protection purpose. Thus, a single-phase consumer is supplied from one phase and neutral conductor plus an earth wire. The earth is connected to outer metal causing of an electrical and neutral conductor plus an earth wire. The earth is connected to outer metal causing of electrical and neutral conductor plus an earth wire. The earth is connected to outer metal causing of an electrical appliances. Thus, if a breakdown of insulation takes place and the causing become live, the fuse connected in series with line blow and the consumer is protected. The distribution system are divided into feeder, distributor and service mains. Feeder. Feeder are conductor which carry current from a transmission, sub-transmission to a distribution system. Generally, from feeder no tapping is taken to consumer. Therefore, current loading of feeder is remain same throughout its length. A feeder is designed on the basis of its current carrying capacity. Distributor. Distributor are conductor which carry current from distribution substation to various consumers. They are tapped throughout their length to supply consumer. The current loading of a distributor varies throughout its length. It is designed on the basis of voltage drop occurring in it. Service main. The line which supply electrical energy from distribution supply pole to consumer premises is called service line or service main. For a single phase system, the service line has three wires, namely phase wire, neutral wire and earth wire. Three-phase line system supply the 5 wire used from the distribution pole to the consumer premises. In such a case, 3 wire are three-phase, the fourth wire is the neutral wire, and the fifth wire is earth wire. System interconnection. Two or more generating stations are interconnected by tie lines. Interconnection of a generating station has the following advantages. Interconnection of a system enable the mutual transfer of energy from surplus zone to deficit zone economically. Second, lesser overall installed capacity to meet peak demand. Third, lesser standby reserve generating capacity. Fourth, the size of the biggest unit is not related to peak load of an individual system, but the size of peak unit the size of biggest unit is related to peak load of an interconnected system. Thus, fewer but larger machines of greater efficiency are to be installed. It permits the generation of energy at most efficient and cheapest station at every time. Interconnected system reduces the capital cost, operating cost, and energy demand. If in an interconnection there is a major breakdown of a generating unit system take place, in an interconnected system there is no interruption of power supply. Similarly, when a machine is taken out of service for its scheduled maintenance and inspection, the continuity of supply is maintained. In other words, the planning of plant outage for maintenance and repair work is facilitated. Thus, interconnection provides the best use of power resource and ensure greater security of supply. Interconnection enable overall economic generation by optimum use of high capacity economical generating plant. Interconnection between network is done either by HVAC link or HVDC link. An interconnected power system conversing a major portion of country territory. It is called grid. The different grid may be interconnected through transmission line to form a regional grid. When the different regional grid are interconnected, they form a national grid. Next, the lines are classified mainly two types. Number one is physical classification. Number two is electrical classification. Now I am going to explain physical classification. Line may be overhead, underground, or underwater. Again, overhead lines may be either have bare conductor or insulated conductor. Most of the high voltage and extra high voltage line have bare conductor. These are most economical. The conductor on overhead lines are sometimes insulated for safety or other consideration. The insulated aerial cable, although costlier than the bare conductor, are far cheaper than the underground cables. They are used in densely populated urban area at relatively low voltage for rural distribution work at medium voltage. For long river or sea crossing, it is not possible to erect overhead line due to their longer span. In such cases, the need of underwater cable become inevitable. Such cables are very costly to manufacture and install. Next, electrical classification of the line. Electrical classification is mainly classified on two categories. Number one, direct DC system. Number two, alternative current system. Now, first we start with direct current system. Direct current system have mainly two wire one wire is earthed. Second, one wire, one earth return wire. Third, the DC wire midpoint is earthed, and DC wire, 3 DC wire line. Alternating AC system classify in a single phase 2 wire system. One wire is earthed. Single phase one wire is returned. Single phase 2 wire midpoint is earthed. Single phase 3 wire, two phase 3 wire, two phase 4 wire, three phase 3 wire, three phase 4 wire. All these systems are used in practice. Every system had got its own field of application. The line economic varies with individual system. Direct 2 wire midpoint earthed system is used for transmission large amount of power over large distance. The single AC system is rarely used for transmission purpose. Three-phase, three-wire AC system find its greater use for transmission and primary distribution. For secondary distribution work, three-phase, four-wire system is common. The industrial and other big load are supplied by three-phase, four-wire system. The domestic and other small load consumer are supplied with single-phase power obtained from individual phase of a three-phase supply system. Comparison of a conductor cost in a various system. The conductor in a line are insulated from each other and from the earth. The cost of insulation varies with the system, since the conductor cost form the bulk of expenditure of line. It is necessary to compare it in various systems from the point of view. A maximum voltage for the same insulation stress should always be specified to make such a comparison. With bare conductor, overhead line and a single core cable, the maximum voltage to earth is taken as the basis of comparing the conductor cost. A multi-core belted type cable, it has maximum voltage between the line conductor, which form the creation of comparison. Conductor efficiency defined as the ratio of conductor material required for a given system to required for a DC 2-wire system with one wire earthed. Let us now compare the volume of conductor material required for a given system to that required for a DC 2-wire system with one wire is earthed. Criterion of equal maximum voltage to earth. This criterion is used for overhead line and single wire cable. The following assumptions are made for the all system to be compared regarding the relative amount of conductor material required. Number 1. The maximum voltage to be earthed. Same power P to be transmitted. The same route length of the line. Same efficiency of transmission, that is the same I square losses for all the system. Balance load so that there is no power loss in the neutral of conductor. A general procedure for criterion of equal maximum voltage. Number 1. Draw the circuit diagram of the given system. Mark the direction of current and polarity voltage. In AC system, voltage and current should be expressed in terms of RMS value. Calculate I square R loss in all the conductor system and denoted by it PL. Equate I square loss of the system under consideration to I square loss in the DC two-wire system, which is taken as a reference system. Determine the volume of conductor material used in all the conductor of the system. And the last, determine the ratio of volume of conductor found in step 4 to the volume of conductor used in DC two-wire system with one wire is earthed. Let us consider DC two-wire with one wire earthed. This is the reference one, and now I am going to the reference. A DC two-wire with one wire is earthed is shown in diagram. Here we can see the direct current two-wire system with one wire is earthed. In system 2, we can see direct current two-wire system with midpoint is earthed. And this is our reference, and this is going to be compared. Come to the next. IR is the line current. Second, R1 is the resistance of the line 1. A1 is the area of cross section of conductor. Power transmitted, P equal to voltage in the line multiplied by current in the line. Line current equal to P power of the line divided by voltage of the line. Total I square loss of the conductor, PL1 equal to twice of I1 square multiplied by R1. Why twice R square? Because we consider the whole length. It is a DC two-wire system. For two-wire system, we have to use 2I1 square multiplied by R1. Now the volume of the conductor will become both of the conductor twice of length multiplied by area. This is the basic two. From the table, it is observed that on the basis of maximum voltage to the earth, DC two-wire midpoint earth system is the cheapest on the basis of conductor cost alone. The conductor efficiency are the same in single phase two-wire and three-phase three-wire system. If equal maximum voltage between the conductor is made on the basis of comparison, it is found that the DC balanced two-wire system is the cheapest again, and in AC three-phase three-wire star connected system is more economical than single-phase system. It is observed that the criterion of equal maximum voltage to earth is more economical, and therefore the overhead lines will be cheaper. Thank you so much for being attentive throughout the lecture. Please like, share, subscribe my channel. Still you have any query, please ask in comment below. Heartily thank you in advance for sharing this video to your college friend and other student who preparing for engineering level competitive exam. Thank you so much.